What's up, Algebros? This is going to be a quick review of Lesson 8.6. We taught this before spring break, but we're just going to go back over it now just as a quick reminder of our methods that we used. So first off, remember it's a trinomial, so it's going to factor into two binomials if it's factorable. And so we're going to now come up with our signs. Remember, since this last one is negative, I'm going to have different signs in these two. So I'm going to go and hold off and put those on there. But since I have an x squared, I know I'm going to need an x and an x. So I'm going to go ahead and add those in, x and an x. And now the next trick here is to look at factors of this 4. So I have 1 and 4, and there's also 2 and 2. But I'm also going to look at factors of 6. So there's 1 and 6. I'm going to also give that other combination. So 1 and 4, 6 and 1. And then there's also 2 and 3, and 3 and 2. So I'm going to put 1 and 4 with all of these. And then since my blue, the 4, the leading coefficient, also is a factor of 2 and 2, I'm also going to put that with both those combinations, 1 and 6, 2 and 3. And notice on these, here I switched the order so I can get every combination. But here I won't have to because these two numbers are the same. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the product of the outside, 1 times 6, which is 6. And then since that's a negative, I'm going to subtract the product of the inside, which is 4. That gives me 2. My goal is a 5, so it's not that one. Product of the outside, which is 1, minus product of the inside, which is 24. Gives me negative 23, so not that one. Product of the outside here gives me 3 minus product of the inside, which is 8. That gives me a negative 5, and that is what I'm looking for. So that's the combination I want right here. Yay, I don't have to keep going. So notice these blue numbers came from this number here. So I'm going to write these in by the x's, keeping the same order, a 1 and a 4. So a 1 and a 4. And then these green numbers came from this one down here, a 2 and a 3. So I'm going to write them in here, 2 and 3. So last thing I have to figure out then is the signs. So notice over here, I used a positive 3 and a negative 8, and I got the negative 5. The other option would be to have a negative 3 plus 8, which would give me positive 5. But since I would like the negative 5, I'm going to use this combination. So my 3 needs to be the positive one, and my 8 needs to be the negative one. And see, whenever I multiply the 4 times the 2, that gives me that 8, and the x times the 3 gives me the positive 3. So this is how it would factor. Normally we wouldn't write that 1, so we just write it as x minus 2 and 4x plus 3. So this would be our answer. If we want to kind of check to make sure that we're doing that correctly, I'd FOIL, or everything in the first one times everything in the second one. So x times 4x gives me 4x squared. X times 3 gives me plus 3x. Negative 2 times the 4 gives me minus 8x. Negative 2 times positive 3 gives me negative 6. Combine those like terms, so I end up with 4x squared minus 5x minus 6. Notice that does match what we started with, so we are correct with that factoring. Hopefully that jogs your memory enough. If you need extra help, just let me know, and you know I'll help you. Have a good one, guys.